joining us today for our Certified and Contract Ready class session, brought to you in partnership with the Women's Entrepreneurial Opportunity Project Incorporated, WEOP, and we are the Women's Entrepreneurship Institute with City of Atlanta. We're going to be talking today about WSB certification. Hello, my name is Antoinette Ball. I'm the founder and CEO of the Women's Entrepreneurial Opportunity Project Incorporated, WEOP. WEOP is a nonprofit, community-based women's organization located in Atlanta, Georgia. We're dedicated to the mission of empowering women in business with access to resources and an ongoing calendar of activities and programming. You can visit WEOP online at www.weop.org. That's WEOP.org. Today, we're going to be talking about certification. Getting certified as a women-owned small business can be a valuable asset for several reasons. It confirms that you are a woman-owned, managed, and controlled business enterprise. And this is really important if you want to pursue contracting within the federal sector, because as a certified women-owned small business with the SBA, you can qualify for specific socioeconomic programs that provide set-aside opportunities, business opportunities and contracts for women-owned small businesses that have that designation. So that's so important for you. And it opens up an opportunity for you to boost your revenue with contracts in the federal sector. Now, when we think about certification, you do have to comply with certain requirements, and it is a process. You do have to actually submit an application. You can't just wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm a certified business. So being certified as a WOSB requires the completion of paperwork that designate that you're a women-owned small business. The process requires you to meet criteria outlined and to submit documentation to the Small Business Administration, and they will verify the documentation and the information that you submit. Now, I want to emphasize today that we're specifically talking about getting your certification as a WSB with the Small Business Administration. So all the information that we provide with you today will focus specifically on that, just trying to get certified with the SBA. So the first step, let's pause for a moment. I want to make sure that if you're on the call, we're assuming that you have already registered in the system for award management. Registering in SAM is one of the first steps if you want to pursue a prime or subcontract opportunity in the federal sector. You must be registered in SAM to be awarded a contract from any federal or military agency. And you can complete the SAM registration process at sam.gov. It is free. Completing the SAM registration, it is free, but this is the first step. You cannot obtain a WSB certification if you're not already registered in SAM. So if you have not registered in SAM, I recommend that you go ahead and register your business entity in SAM at sam.gov. Now, the most valuable site as you complete the WSB program, the most valuable site that I recommend that you navigate to is certified.sba.gov. If you notice, we have a screenshot of that particular site. So if you notice at the top, there are different areas where you can navigate to. But I want to draw your attention, since this conversation and this workshop specifically focuses on applying for the SBA's WSB program, you see to your right, apply for the SBA's WOSB program. And this is the first step for the WSB program, because once you click on this particular button, it's going to take you into another screenshot, which will provide you with other valuable information. So let's proceed. When you click on applying, if you notice, you'll be navigated to this particular section. I want to draw your attention to, first of all, the knowledge base, because the SBA has some incredible information that will help you really flow through the process. So the knowledge base is very important. As you think about obtaining your WSB program as an entrepreneur, it is so important to just obtain as much information as possible, because you want to make sure that you have all your documentation together. You want to make sure that you're eligible. You want to make sure that you're prepared. So diving into the knowledge base provided by the SBA it's going to be very advantageous for you as an entrepreneur. And we will talk further about what kind of information that you can obtain from the knowledge base. Also on this particular side, you notice, am I eligible? So we'll talk about that a little further down the line. But first, let's talk about what is in a knowledge base that can help you flow through this WSB process. I want to draw your attention to, once you navigate to the knowledge base, there are two videos that I would like for you to watch. One is the WSB Apply and Submit video, about 10 minutes. And the other video is the WSB Before You Apply video, about 10 minutes as well. And this provides you with some really good overview. And you know, we're all into the digital world. So it is a digital video, which really goes into a lot of detail about applying and submitting your application and all the things that you need to do before you apply. So I want you to jot down that this is one of the steps that I would like you to do, is watch both of these videos, because they're going to really reinforce everything that we're going to talk about in this particular presentation. And it's nothing like really the SBA spelling everything out, showing the screen captures, just walk you through every detail. And before we end this video, we're going to give you some other strategies that's really going to make you flow through this process. Also, the forms. There are some forms. There's the, if you notice the arrow right here, it tells you in the knowledge base, you can also have access to forms, the WSB Certified External Checklist and the WSB Certified Quick Start Guide. Now, the checklist provides you with all the documentation required that is going to be required for the WSB process. And that checklist is so important. It tells you, your resume, it tells you your NACES code, just everything, just the entire checklist. So I want you to download that checklist and really take a really good look at all the documentation that is required. So before you sit in front of the computer to do your WSB, you have all that information in front of you. Also, the Certified Quick Start Guide. I love the Quick Start Guide. I think this is so valuable for entrepreneurs, because guess what? In a Quick Start Guide, it's going to talk about the application. It's going to talk about your DUNS number. It's going to talk about the System for Award Management, Beta Certified account, how to claim your business, what eligibility questions there are, how to complete an application, how you can edit your sections, the uploading of documents, the status of your application, how the SBA screens your application, and how you can also connect to the SBA if you have any questions. So as a courtesy, we have already downloaded the certified external checklist for you and a certified quick start guide. So if you're getting this call virtually, you can click on, and courtesy of WIA, we have those two checklists. We have the checklist and the start guide, so you can download at your fingertips. Very important, and it just provides you with another layer of just knowledge to make sure that you can flow through this process. Okay, I said that in that checklist, when you download, just to give you an overview, it's going to say applying to the WSB or the EDWSB program, what documents and information do I need? So if you go thoroughly through this document, this is going to provide you with step-by-step, document by document of specifically what you're going to need to make sure that you can navigate and complete this process. So make sure you take time to just read through it. That's another assignment I would like you to do. Make sure you read through the WSB, EDWSB documents. Also, the Quick Start Guide, I just gave you a rundown of what is included in the Quick Start Guide. It is a PowerPoint. There's about 6 slides. It reinforces, again, everything that you're going to need to make sure you flow through this process. So, courtesy of WIA and WIA, we have downloaded the Quick Start Guide for you, and all you have to do is make sure that it just reinforces everything that we teach you in this presentation. Make sure you read through it to make sure that you have everything that you need. And this, again, is going to help you flow through this process. Everything is at your fingertips. Okay, but before you get started, you want to make sure that, ask yourself, are you eligible? And the SBA, this site just answers all the questions that you may have. So if you're thinking, am I eligible for the WSB program? Guess what? You can navigate right here. If you notice the arrow says, am I eligible? So the SBA already has specific questions to help you answer, to guide you through this, answering all these questions. So let's go and see, for example, if you answer all the questions to find out if your firm or your company meets the criteria to participate in one of the SBA's programs. And that is one of the SBA has the WOSB program, the Women-Owned Small Business Program. They have the Economically Disadvantaged Women-Owned Small Business Program, and they have the SBA 88 program. And when you navigate through the questions, they will let you know if you're eligible for those programs. Now, I did emphasize that in this presentation, we're going to focus specifically on getting you started with the WSB. So we want to get you started with the WSB before you proceed on to the other certifications. So once you answer those questions, another screen will populate. And let me show you that screen. So once you answer the question successfully, it will say, it appears your company may be eligible for participation in the following SBA contracting programs. So voila, now it tells you, because you answer all the questions, it will tell you specifically all the programs that you as a business owner are eligible to participate in. So again, the SBA just guides you through. It's like you're flowing through the process. You provide them with you answer all their questions, and they come back and they tell you, yes, you qualify. So we're assuming that you qualify, we'll proceed to the next step. Okay, so once you know you qualify, what do you want to do? You want to get started, okay? So once you're redirected back to the certified.sba.gov site, guess what? You can get started. So pay close attention. We've already done, am I eligible? Now we go on to, at the bottom right, get started. So you're ready to get started. You've answered all the questions. You've watched the videos. You've looked at the checklist. You looked at the quick guide. You looked at the external checklist. Now you want to get started. So basically you click on get started. So it takes you to, once you click on get started, it takes you to the screen where you can create an account. Now we know that you already have your DUNS number. We know that you're in STAM. We have already talked about that. Now you can basically click on create an account. Okay, so once you click on create an account, it's going to take you to what we call the SBA Connect. And when you see this screen, you basically just have to just click on accept. So once you click on accept, you will be taken to an area where you now have to log in. Okay, so this gets a little tricky. This is when I have conversations with entrepreneurs, sometimes this gets a little tricky because the first thing they do is they go down and they try to create an account, which once they try to create an account, it kind of throws them a little bit off out of the system. So please note, if you notice at the top, it says, since you should use the password and email that you utilize to create your STAM account. This process allows you to connect your STAM account to your WSB certification. So guess what? Instead of going down to create an account, when you set up your STAM account, put in that email address that you utilize and also the same password, okay? This is what you use when you get to SBA Connect. And I want to again emphasize that I get a lot of questions from my entrepreneurs. They're thinking they have to go create a new account when in fact you don't, because you already created your STAM account. And because you're really using login.gov, you merely just put in that same information that you utilize for your STAM account. Okay, are we clear? And then once you input that information, there's a layer of security. So they have your cell phone. They're going to send you a security code to your cell phone. Make sure it's you. And then once you see this other, it navigates you to another screen, enter your security code. That security code that has went to your cell phone, you enter right there. And then you click on this submit. Enter your security code, then click on submit. So now you're at another screen, which is claim your business. But you see how everything is flowing through. As you get into doing your WSB, there's specific questions that you have to answer, and it's just flow. If you answer all the questions and you stay on target, I'm telling you, you can really flow through this process. And again, when we talked about gathering your checklist, your external checklist, once you have everything in front of you, your DUNS number, all the numbers that they require, when you claim your business, you put in that information, and you're just going to start flowing through this process of getting your WSB. And guess what? You don't have to pay anybody to do this for you. You can DIY it, you can do it yourself. So again, claim your business, which takes you to another screen. Once you claim your business, you navigate to the right, you basically click on claim. You see? So once you put in all your information, your business name comes up, you claim your business, and you keep moving, you keep flowing through the process. This is a slide where you confirm your primary NAICS code. What you do is you navigate down, confirm this is your primary NAICS code. You input your NAICS code in the box here. You click on yes. Then you navigate down. You would ask about the number of years that you have been in operation. You provide those number of years. Another box will populate at the bottom. And this is where you provide the income, the annual revenue for the number of years that you have claimed to be in business. We'll take you to the dashboard. Once you start populating your information in, it is going to populate into a dashboard. And it's going to show you your, and this is some of the information that I populated in, but once you start populating in your own information, your DUNS number is going to come up, your cage code, your business contact information, your telephone number, your address. It's going to start populating the information into the dashboard. Okay, so just to give you an idea of how what information is in the WSB application, there is what they call cards. If you notice, each section of the application is called a card. Click the title of a card to respond to questions in each section. Please note, the status of each card must show as completed before you submit your full application. So there's a card for the basic eligibility, a card for the qualified certification, a card for the ownership, and a card for control. And you must make sure that you complete all of these different cards before you can submit a formal application to the SBA. And this kind of gives you a snapshot of basically what information you'll be required to submit. Oh, so if you notice, this is very important. We are now at there's a question in the women's ownership section. And I want to really call your attention to this because, again, as I work with entrepreneurs, I really get stumped upon this question. There's a question that says, are you seeking economic disadvantaged women-owned business, EDWSB? Now, in this particular presentation, we are focusing on only the WSB certification. So if you answer no to this question, if you only want at this time to do the WSB certification, you should answer no to this question, because if you answer yes, you'll be required, there'll be another application that will require you to submit additional detailed information that confirms that you meet the criteria for EDWSB. So I'm saying today, if you just want to focus on completing the WSB, and you can apply for the EDWSB at a later date. So today, let's just focus on the WSB to get you through that, because that's the focus of the workshop for you to get your WSB certification. So again, I emphasize you answer no to this question to just so all this information does not populate and that you have to complete and fill out. Other tips that I would like to share with you is that add certify@sba.gov to your contacts approved list so the email is not blocked as spam. So when you get notifications from the SBA about needing some additional documentation, that they're not blocked. Also, if you do not receive your verification email within 48 hours, please submit a help desk ticket to request a password reset. And remember, the help desk at the SBA is always there for you. So if you have any questions, or if you hit any roadblocks as you're completing your WSB certification, then you can reach out to the help desk. But again, I state that if you really review the external checklists and your quick start guide before you start this process, you should really be able to navigate and flow through. And trust me. So submission of application. So say you have successfully completed your application, you have completed all the sections of the cards, and now you have submitted your application. So after submitting your program application with the necessary documentation, the SBA will review and validate all the information that you provide. If the SBA requires any additional information, you will receive a notification that will appear on the application. An email would also be sent regarding this notification. So again, if you haven't uploaded all your documentations or they require anything additional from you, they will let you know that they require this from you. So good luck. And it's so important that once you receive your WSB certification, that you understand how to leverage those certifications to secure contract opportunities in the federal sector. And I want to just share, getting certified increases your chances of securing contracts opportunities as a WOSB, a Women-Owned Small Business Program. And as you know, they're set-aside programs. Your business can qualify for sole source, set-aside, and simplified acquisition awards in the federal marketplace. And also, as you think about growing the process, consider SBA's 8-8 program, which provides counseling and mentoring for you as a small business owner. So again, good luck on getting your WSB and understanding that there may be a 30 to a 90-day process before you hear anything back, because the SBA is going to take time to validate your information. Resources. Here are some great resources to you. I cannot emphasize that you make sure that you visit certified.sba.gov, that you take time out to look at their knowledge database, and that you look at the WSB Small Business Compliance Guide, a complete guide to the WSB and to the EDWSB certification process. And also review the qualifying NACES code for women-owned small businesses and EDWSB businesses, because there are specific codes that are set aside for women who have these certifications. So on behalf of WEOP and we wish you good luck and business success. We hope that this information is powerful and valuable for you as a business owner.